All right, everybody, welcome to our latest Live Motocross podcast. As I'm joined by special guest, young Australian star on the rise, Kayden Minear, fresh from winning the Scouting Moto Combine at Hangtown aboard his Star Racing Yamaha on the weekend. Before we welcome him, obviously, thank you to everyone for listening and supporting the site. We really appreciate it. We'd also like to thank our sponsors for this one in Fly Racing and Firepower Batteries, who have excitingly jumped on board for 2025. So go check out them on the socials, on the website, all your local dealers. So making huge strides in the industry. So, firstly, welcome, Kayden. How's life? And thanks for joining us, mate. Must be riding the crest of the wave.
Thanks for having me on. It's been a really good weekend, so I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah, mate. So I guess we could probably start from, coming back from injury. There was some complications with that shoulder injury. You've been through quite a bit of adversity on the injury front, going back to that arm issue you had. But how was the recovery, mate? How are you feeling heading into the weekend? And then to go on and put on a clinic like that in the heat, mate, it must have been a massive sense of relief and vindication that you made the right move, and all the treatments and all that hard work was really paid off.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there was a lot of complications with the injury, but we got it sorted. Been back in the States for 6 or so weeks, so I was coming in pretty confident. I've been riding the best I've ever been riding, so no, I was confident, and to go 1-1 really just sealed the deal. And I mean, it opened up a lot of opportunities for this year.
Yeah, so what's it looking like? I guess we can touch on that in a tick, but just how was the racetrack, mate? What made you so much better than everyone else? Obviously, you could see on the pro races how rough it got. Obviously, had that sandy section, and you're an elite operator in the sand, mate, being from WA, as well as all surfaces, really. So, what gave you the massive edge over your competitors, you felt?
I mean, they put a lot of sand into the track, so that was good. I mean, there's a lot of elevation on the track as well, which caught me off guard. But no, it was a cool, fast running track. So, and the bike was really working well this weekend. So no, it was just a good weekend, and I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, mate. Was there any comparisons from Iron Man? Obviously, last year you came out and, got the job done as well, mate. So you're making some really impressive waves out in the USA, that's for sure, mate. So how are the comparisons from that weekend? How are the nerves? How are you feeling on the different bikes? And that Star Racing Yamaha is certainly a weapon, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the two events, to me, they felt like completely different. There was a lot of unknown going into Ironman, but this year I come in knowing who I was racing. I was confident that I could win it, so I feel like I come into it looking at it from a different perspective.
Yeah, mate. Obviously, you sort of had the confidence. You knew obviously what was underneath you. You knew the framework around you. It must be so good having that star team around you, and obviously just learning from all those guys, on race day during the weeks, putting in the work, mate. So you probably have a lot of confidence just from the work you're doing, and you know the speed's there. So that must sort of elevate you for weekends too.
Yeah, definitely. I got a really good team behind me. I train with a lot of fast riders, so to know I'm up to speed, it gave me a good boost coming into the weekend. That's for sure.
Yeah, mate. And how are you enjoying life out there in Florida, mate? It must be a pretty competitive, pretty brutal environment. You're used to that kind of sort of training program in a way in Australia with the 0-0 elite sort of blokes pushing each other, sort of no stone unturned. It's a cool transition, I guess. Obviously, Star Racing's another level, like pretty much the biggest team in the sport, all they've got going on, the resources, the infrastructure. So just tell us a little bit about that and how the 0-0 lead as well, because Nathan Crawford does a mega job there. So give a little touch on that, and then how's it going at Star and what makes it so good.
Yeah, definitely. Croft definitely prepared me to come over here. So coming over here is cool. I live for that grind, so I appreciate it. So yeah, it's been good. It's been a lot of long, hard days in the heat, but it's definitely paying off, and I'm sure everybody can see it.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. It's pretty cool that they've obviously got you as an Aussie and then Cole Davies as a Kiwi, talking to Ben Townley a couple of times in the last month. And yeah, really impressive what he's doing. Really cool to see what you're doing. Is that kind of cool to link up with him there, mate? And you guys sort of battling it out, even though he's had his injury issues, which he's going through now. But that's cool from people from this side of the world, mate, that making waves over there for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It's been cool. Me and Cole have known each other for a long time, so to be like met back up in the US on the same team, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and how's the Supercross skills coming along for you personally, mate? Obviously, the injury scuppered your chance of doing the SMX Next Futures stuff. So, how are you feeling heading in, mate. Obviously, you want to flex your muscles in that arena as well. So you're obviously learning quick, gaining heaps of experience, which you've already got really, because that Australian, juniors and then the pro ranks, you've got plenty of experience for a man of your age, mate. So how's it coming along racing against those heavy hitters all the time?
Yeah, definitely. Supercross is good. I really enjoy Supercross. I know we're going to get into it pretty early this year, so I'm looking forward to getting back into Supercross. It's so different for me and so new, so there's so much I can still learn every day.
Yeah, mate, absolutely. It's really cool. And obviously, if we talk a little bit back, obviously you're at the KTM crew, the Daniel Blair, the Orange Brigade. You did a couple of trips to America and really got your feet wet over there. So how important was that? And I guess Daniel Blair working at Club MX these days, but he's a key figure in obviously helping you and also just helping so many other riders and just knowing how to navigate the world of the US moto, isn't it? So just a few words on him as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Daniel gave me a very solid foundation to Supercross. We took it very slow at the start, so I think I could thank him for a lot of my skill in Supercross. And I mean, we started slow and we've got a good base. So no, I'm confident in my Supercross riding and can't wait to show everybody next year.
Yeah, it's going to be good, mate. And what's the pathway for you looking like? Do you plan on obviously doing a bit more amateur stuff, doing these scouting moto combines? Do you plan on doing any pro races of pro motocross at the end of this season, SMX next, and then turn pro for pro motocross in 2026? What's the sort of future looking like if you have any insights for us?
Yeah, I mean, we just take each weekend as it goes. Me and the team have been discussing a few things, but nothing's set in stone yet. So I guess we just take it as it comes and yeah, roll with the ball.
Yeah, mate, that's pretty cool to see. And are you enjoying living out in Florida, mate? What are the hobbies, I guess, off the bike? Is there stuff obviously you miss from Australia too, no doubt? But yeah, how's that all going for you? Has that been an easy adjustment for you?
Yeah, it has been. Tallahassee's a pretty slow moving place, so it's pretty chill. I mean, I play a lot of golf and do a lot of fishing, so I'm having a blast. I guess you could say I'm living the life.
Yeah, really cool, mate. And obviously, just a shout out, had the Manjum Up event over the weekend here. You'd be missing going to that one, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. That one hurt the soul to miss that one. I've been going to that event since I was a junior. So it's I guess yeah, it's a bummer that I missed it, but I think I got bigger things to focus on right now.
Yeah, mate, it's certainly a long way away from where you are for sure, mate. And I guess for any listeners that don't know your story too well, or people in America that'll be wanting to learn more about you even more so after the weekend, just tell us a little bit how you got started in moto and how you just made the progression from juniors to pros to where you are now, mate. So just give us a little insight into that.
Yeah, it was definitely my two older brothers. They had bikes, and as a younger sibling, you always want to be like your older brothers. So I kind of followed in their footsteps, and as I grew, I got better and better. And me and my mum moved to the other side of Australia to train with some training groups. So, and then kind of from there on, it just escalated real fast. And here I am in the US racing for the best team in the world.
Yeah, mate, it's pretty cool progression. It's yeah, it sort of shows the youngsters back home that they can sort of make it. Just got to keep chasing it, working hard and just battling on. So I guess what do you obviously we're talking about the Star Racing again, the training there, it's obviously like a sort of dog eat dog, super competitive. You hear a lot of conversation about is it best for everyone? Is it good for rider development? But it's sort of a proven formula that it fast tracks the speed and the riding. You got guys like Deegan, Davies, Thrasher, Brown, Bennick, the amateur dudes, Webb. Tomac when he's there, Jay Coop, like there's a really high standard being set down there, mate, and in the brutal heat. So have you found that it's really sort of elevated your game?
Yeah, definitely. We work very closely with Mrs. Carmichael, Ricky's mum. She's tough on us, but I mean, if you want to be the best, you got to put in the work. So yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, mate, it sounds like it's definitely put you through your paces there, mate. So how's the, have you got any preference for hard pack or sand riding these days, mate? Obviously everyone knows what a weapon you are in the sand, but are you sort of feeling you're pretty well round on it everything, mate? Everything's tested out there. So well, you got anything you're preferring these days, mate, or you always like the sand?
No, I don't. I don't have a preference anymore. I think I'm equally as good on both tracks, so I just take them as they come and go rip around them.
Yeah, mate. And obviously, how was the mindset during that injury sort of layoff? You've had a couple of big ones in the last years. How do you sort of manage those? Do you find you sort of don't like watching the racing, or you still keep on the pulse and analyze everything, or do you sort of obviously it's a tough thing to be doing. You're sort of away from what you love, but how do you find it mentally, mate? It's obviously taught you a lot.
Definitely, I struggle to watch racing when I'm injured, but I mean, I watched a little bit here and there, and it definitely put a fire in my belly to get out there and show them I can win and I'm the best. So nah, it's been a bit of a bumpy ride, but that's our sport and that's some of the things you have to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. You can sort of a bit of parallels between you coming back from injury and obviously Jet, Hunter doing what they do, Tomac as well. First couple of rounds of pro motocross. So just how cool is it seeing Aussies like Jet and Hunter sort of paving the way for you blokes again? Obviously, yeah, you go back to Chad Reed, so many elite dudes have made the trip over and they've even stopped over in the MXGP stuff and then come. But yeah, how cool is that having Jet and Hunter and obviously you're watching them firsthand yesterday as well, mate, putting on a masterclass. So pretty cool to see what those boys are doing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very cool. I think the Australians have got a lot of people turning their heads and realizing the talent we have coming out of Australia. Australian motocross and supercross is a really good stepping stone to get into the pro ranks over here or in Europe at least. So no, I think Australian motocross has a lot of talented riders, and I think in the future they're going to see that.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. There's so much good stuff coming out of Aussie in the moto scene. Obviously, we touched on the 00 Elite program. You got the Beaton's Pro Formula, Ford Dale. There's a few really good programs going on over there. And like the breeding ground is great. And then the racing, obviously, you got the MX3, SX3, you got the junior sort of stuff to complement the professional racing on the weekend. So it really is one of the better platforms going around. And they transfer that into Supercross too. And, Ben Townley spoke about that too. So just give us a little gauge on how good that, I guess, structure was for you coming through the ranks too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that MX3 class was probably the most valuable class in my career. I think it elevated my game to be a professional rider and to push me up into that pro ranks at an early age. I mean, it made me mature real fast and figure out what I was doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess like coming to where you are now, do you find it a bit weird that you sort of racing amateurs in some way or like that elite youth project? Because you've been racing pro for many years, mate. So you kind of have so much experience already despite your young age. But I guess that must be a pretty big boost to you. Nothing sort of too new and too fast and everything like you can handle it because you've sort of been there and done it quite a lot. So how helpful has that been having that pro experience behind you?
Definitely. It meant a lot. I learned a lot going pro at a young age, but yeah, it's a bit weird coming back into amateurs. It almost doesn't feel right, so I'm gonna put my head down, bum up, and try my best to get into them pro ranks pretty soon.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. We look forward to seeing what you can do. Obviously, you're clearly ready for the pro ranks over there too. So it's just being patient and waiting for the right opportunity and just sort of keep working away. But I guess in the future for you, lots of exciting things. But Motocross of Nations must be right at the top of the list. Obviously, you got the Lawrence brothers doing what they're doing. Webster put on a clinic as well to get Aussie's first ever win last year. So you'll probably be there in person at Ironman this year as well, made a place that you got good memories from. But yeah, I guess in the future you'd love to race it, wouldn't you? Because obviously the MX2 spot will be available one day. So having you and the Lawrence brothers for many more years to come, that'd be something you have your eyes on.
Yeah, definitely. That's always a bucket list race to do. I'd love to represent my country. It would be good to do it in America. I got the fastest bike out there. I got my team behind me, so yeah, it would be good.
Yeah, super competitive. Obviously, you look back home at the Aussie series, you're obviously still keeping an eye on it, mate. You got Webster and Beaton just setting an absolutely electric standard, same as Brody Connolly in MX2. So you still keep an eye on things back home because the level's no joke, isn't it?
Yeah, I have a look there back and forward. I mean, Australian motocross is gnarly. There's no doubt about it. There's a lot of talent in them classes. So I've been watching here and there, and it's good to see Australian motocross getting some recognition for how badass some of the riders are.
Yeah, you see, obviously over the years, been so many guns in the series, especially in the like MX1 class. It's just stacked. So it's pretty cool to see. And how do you find the track comparisons, mate? Obviously in America, much bigger footprints. You can really stretch the bikes out. Obviously, some of those Australian tracks are a bit more tighter, and it doesn't probably, let you use the full power of the bike or your full capacity as well. So any key differences for you there, mate?
I mean, yeah, American tracks are unreal. They're big, wide open. They really get you up to speed. I mean, they're a real track. There's a lot of passing opportunities, and I mean, it's worlds different from Australia. That's for sure.
Yeah, mate. Even the GPs, the tracks are pretty snaky and squirrely, mate. So I think America's clearly the place to be, mate. Was there ever any option that you would go over to Europe and do some racing, or was it sort of always Australia, then America was the jump you wanted to make?
There was definitely I had a lot of opportunities to go to Europe, but me and my parents spoke about it. My interest was racing Supercross, so I wanted to come to America, and the Star opportunity arose, and I took it straight away. And yeah, this is the path I wanted to go. So it's cool to be living the dream.
Yeah, mate, it's a wise move in many ways. Obviously, just not financially, but just you have so much skill set, and with the Supercross, you can obviously have a really long career. You can race, race AusX in the future, World Supercross. There's a lot of scope, and the SMX thing's pretty cool with the money. So, was that just the key to it as well? Obviously, having a rounded skill set to give you as many opportunities as possible, because in reality, motocross it's quite a small pool. There's not heaps of factory rides, so you got to make really smart career choices. I'm sure you got people guiding you like your family, but was that a key decision as well?
Yeah, I definitely. America's kind of the hub of Supercross and motocross. So there's definitely a lot of opportunities over here. And yeah, we kind of just get my name out and see what comes.
Yeah, and what's the immediate sort of next few weeks looking like, mate? Obviously, you'll be doing the Scouting Moto Combines. How much racing have you got going on, and how has the actual racing before this race been? You've just been, you had a good race win recently, so has that been cool traveling around America and seeing some cool parts, cool tracks, and just racing again?
Yeah, definitely. It's been cool. We've done a lot of like Loretta's qualifiers. That's been really cool. We've been just driving around the RV, exploring America. So it's been cool. There's been a lot of good racing, and that was definitely a key factor in getting me prepared for this weekend.
Yeah, mate, absolutely. And some of the other stuff in America, how's like the fast food side of things going? Do you miss anything in particular from Australia? The nutrition diet, obviously, you're all dialed with that, eating pretty healthy and getting heaps of sleep. But anything that stands out there, mate?
There's a lot of fast food over here, but I kind of steer away from it. I stick to what I know and all my healthy options. It's pretty similar. So if you kind of stick to the healthy stuff, there's not much difference.
Yeah, that's the way to go, mate. You're basically living the life of a professional because, chasing your dreams, there's no sort of room for that kind of thing, mate. Even though people might see you racing like the scouting combine, you've been a pro for years. So it's just like everything you do, every decision in your daily life is sort of catered towards your career, isn't it, mate? So that's a pretty cool thing to have. And it sort of makes you into a man quick, and you got to be disciplined and make mature choices. So I guess that's where you're at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, my whole life's dedicated to this sport, and I wouldn't want it any other way. So I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's good, mate. It's obviously talking to BT, he was saying he did the stats on like the chances of young blokes being professionals, and it's in the 0.00s to be a pro motocross athlete or supercross athlete. So I guess you got to take any opportunity that comes your way. And there's some good, obviously, people in your corner, mate. So is anyone you'd like to give a shout out to? Obviously, family, friends, sponsors back home. There's a lot of people in your corner to make it happen, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, I just like my family. They put the endless amount of effort in. Mum and dad are over here helping me chase my dreams. Obviously, my brothers back home, my whole team. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to do it without them. And my private sponsors, very sweet. He's a big game player in my corner, and there's a lot of things I wouldn't be able to do without him. So yeah, shout out to him as well.
Yeah, just a little bit of elaboration on that. Very sweet. Obviously, he's a massive supporter of the sport in Australia with many riders and teams and all that. So you sort of see it on a lot of the helmets and the stickers, mate. Just give us a little rundown into how influential he is for you and just the motocross scene in Australia.
Yeah, and Leanne, they do a lot for a lot of people. I mean, you could go around to the pits and ask anybody, and they would all say they're great people. And they help me out a lot, so it really does mean a lot, and it's cool. It's good for our sport to have somebody like them in our corner.
Yeah, really cool, mate. So as we wrap this one up, any final thoughts you'd like to share? What's the sort of immediate future looking like, and just all the best with everything, mate. It's really cool to see another Aussie shine on the world stage.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, team and I are just taking it step by step. So who knows what could be next for me? I'm kind of just head down, bum up, and putting in the work. So I'll be ready for whatever gets thrown at me.
Nah, really cool, mate. Thanks again for taking the time to have a chat to us, mate, and the busy schedule. And yeah, travel safe back to Florida, mate. And yeah, well, I'm sure the fans will be keen to keep following your progress, mate. So all the best with it all. And obviously, before we wrap up, massive shout out to Firepower Batteries and Fly Racing for sponsoring this one. Go check them out online on socials and all your local dealers. So thanks again for everyone for listening. That's been Kayden Minear, fresh from his Hangtown Moto Combine win, mate. So all the best, and we'll stay in touch, mate.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
No worries, mate. Have a good one.